Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review, and welcome back to another exciting build, and that would be the DeAgostini Collectibles build, the 1967 Mustang Shelby GT500, and that is in 1/6 scale. You heard it right, 1/6 scale. Fantastic car here. This is the first time it's available in the US, and it's also available in other markets. So without further ado, let's get started. DeAgostini is your discovery partner into a world of hobbies and interest. They create innovative collectible and build-up model series with engaging narratives on the most fascinating subjects. Explore an exclusive universe of collectibles from classic cars and motorsports to movies and video games. Scale models. Enjoy the experience of building step-by-step our exclusive scale model curated by our experts and designed with an exceptional standard and accuracy of high level of details. DeAgostini's collectibles and scale models come with a magazine packed with extensive articles, behind-the-scenes material, little-known information, and rare images that will make you a master of the universe you love. DeAgostini as a brand choice, their expertise goes back decades, and they've earned people's trust around the world. Have you ever dreamed of owning a Ford Mustang Shelby GT500? Well, now you can. More than 50 years after its creation, you can enjoy this 1/6 scale reproduction of the legendary car from an iconic era in automotive engineering. This is a unique opportunity to build your own 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 step by step, a car held in high esteem by lovers of speed and engineering. This extraordinary vehicle has become an icon of the American automotive industry. Its reputation was forged thanks to a legendary character, Carroll Shelby, who joined forces with Ford, bringing all this experience to a racing mechanic to give his magic touch to the first generation of Ford Mustang. This kit comprises of a massive 1/6 scale build-up model, accurate and highly detailed reproduction, high-quality components of metal and injected plastic ready to assemble. Headlights, brake lights, indicators, and horn are all activated by remote control. A steering wheel effectively turns the wheels. Doors and windows with open and locking mechanisms. Static machine with metal bodywork. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review, and welcome back to a brand new build on my channel, and this would be from DeAgostini. Now DeAgostini is premiering this car in the US and in other locations. Check out DeAgostini.com for details on that. But anyway, this is 1/6 scale. Build your own Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, and it's the 1967 version of that Mustang. Received a wonderful welcome letter to the build from them, and you can see that right there. Also, a flyer that details the full description of this car. That looks great there too. And the first two stages for the build. Stage 1, which is the front end of the car, and stage 2 will be assembling one of the wheels. Let's look at those parts. Stage 1 right here. Front end license plate, headlights, and a new screwdriver. Stage 2, wheel and tire assembly, and these are fully licensed products by Ford Motor Company. Let's go ahead and get started on issue 1 or stage 1. Here's the magazine. We'll look through that just here real quick, kind of highlighted here. The first article is Launch of the Mustang, which is the Shelby story. Give us a few pages of that. Then we get right into the step-by-step instructions here. They are well illustrated. Very nice there, I must say. Close-up views here, the types of screws to use and such. So in this case we have all the way up to step 12. And then we have the Ford story, Shelby Bewitches the Mustang. Great close-up photograph of the engine. The 350, GT350 Mustang. Those go for a pretty penny. And of course the modern day Mustang 2015. And GT500 67 red with the white stripes. And Carroll Shelby arrived. And this is the GT500 KR. And then a well-publicized photograph of Carroll Shelby at the wheel of AC Cobra. Very cool. There we go. Let's look at the step-by-step instructions for Stage 1 or Issue 1. Front turn signals and front license plate. Here's a listing of all the parts. And first thing we do is work on the left turn signal support. Continue with that. Again, some more steps involved here. Putting in our screws for that. Same thing, but on the right side. And that will complete all the turn signals on the front. Next is the license plate. And there you go. Let's look at the parts. And here it is. Front end and license plate and such. Our new screwdriver protected by this blister pack. Very nice. Let's get a closer look. These parts are massive. Here's the front end. Beautiful paintwork on that. Metallic green with the white stripes. Wow. Very impressive there. Very nice. You can just see the metallics sparkle off that. Of course, this is die-cast. Wow. Also the turn signals and lenses, the bezels and such. Wonderful yellow and black California license plate. Custom plate there, very nice, made of plastic. These are all plastic. DS01 and DS13 screws, and of course they do supply our screwdriver for that. Has a very fine tip on it for the smaller screws. Let's go ahead and see how this 1/6 scale compares to the 1/8 scale. I'll be right back. And here they are. And below is the 1/8 scale Eleanor, and that's produced by Fanhome at the moment. Head over to fanhome.com to see if it's available. But there's the size comparison once again. Massive, massive this new Mustang is. And you can see here the turn signal supports are marked left and right. And I brought over the front end. I did put a towel down to protect the finish. Go ahead and turn this over. We're going to work on the front left turn signal and bring over the housing here, and that's going to line up with the notch that's on the metal part here on the front end, just like that. Next I'm going to put the clear lens in, and that's going to line up with the notch that's on that also, just like that. That looks good. And we'll take the reflective base here. It has an L on it also, and we're going to line that up. On top of everything, just like that. We're going to put 2 screws into this. Those are the DS01 screws. And here's that DS01 screw. I did put a little bit of 3-in-1 oil on it. Screw that in till it's tight. Got one more over here. And once again. That's good there. Turn this over. And that's what that looks like on that side. Let's go ahead and do the right side next. Same thing, everything's marked with an R. We'll line this up with the tab there, just like before. Clear lens in next, line up the notch. Grab our cover, has an R on it. Reflective cover there. And once again, DSO1 screws go into this. A little bit of oil. And the last one. That's how that looks there. And that side looks fantastic. Now let's go ahead and install the license plate. And here's the license plate. It's simply just going to go down on top of that. We're going to use very tiny DS13 screws for this. And you can see here that screw is very small, but it is recessed. I did put some oil on it. That's good there. And the next one. That's good there. We check the other side, make sure it's tight. And it is. Looks great. And there you have it. That completes issue 1 or stage 1, where we did the turn signals in the front here and the license plate. Looks fantastic. Let's head over and do issue 2 or stage 2. Let's look at the step-by-step instructions for issue 2 or stage 2, the front wheel. And there's all the parts. We're going to insert some internal parts onto the wheel, both sides. I'm going to make sure the tire has been heated up a little bit in some warm water. Then I'm going to insert the spacers in between those two internal parts. Next, I'll work on the details of the wheel. Install the tire valve first, and the lug nuts. Put the two halves of the wheels together. That's what this is. Put the screws in, and that will complete that assembly. Let me get the parts and I will be right back. Here's the parts for issue 2, and this would be the tire and the wheel. Let's get a closer look. Here's those parts. Here's the tire, and it is pretty pliable as it is, so I may not even have to heat it up. Goodyear. Very nice. These are the Speedway tires that are representative of the GT500. Makes that very nice there. The spacers that go inside the tire, these are made of plastic. The inserts, these tabs here, kind of lock everything together inside. The outer wheel rim, very nice there, made of metal. And if I can get a hold of it, the air valve, I'll give you a close-up of that. The inner rim, made of metal. Very nice. And the insert for the lug nuts, that's made of plastic. And last but not least, a little hubcap. I'll give you a close-up of that. and DS19 screws. First thing I'll do is I'll insert these internal parts for the wheel, and they'll just get inserted just like that. It's not hard at all. That looks good there. And do the other side. It's pretty pliable. And there you go. That's how they look. So I'm going to spread them out as much as I can inside and insert the first spacer, and it should just snap in. Just like that. That's how that looks. Do the next one. Perfect. Okay, now we work on the rim next. Next I'll go ahead and put the air valve on the wheel. We'll turn that over and I'll slide that in. Just like that. I'm going to press it in all the way. And you can see that. There's the air valve. Next we'll install the lug nuts. You will see here there's a tab here. And lug nuts have that similar tab. We'll insert that and press it home. And that's how that looks there. That looks great actually. Now we'll assemble the wheel on the tire. Go ahead and bring over the inner rim. You'll note that there's some notches on the inner rim. We need to line those up with the notches that are on the inserts here. Okay, so we'll get that to where it will lay down. There we go. Turn that over. And same thing with the outer rim. It's got notches. You can see that. We'll line that up. And we'll line up our screw holes. Once everything's lined up here, I'm going to squeeze together the rim and take the DS19. I've got it oiled with 3-in-1 oil and get it started. And leaving it loose, I'm going to go all the way around about half the distance on the other side, just like you would tighten up lug nuts, and I'm going to start the screw over here on the other side. And over here, once again, some more oil and leaving it loose. I'm going to go ahead and do this one next. Once again, leaving it loose. And the opposite side next. And one more to go. And go ahead and tighten everything. Once again, tighten like you would lug nuts. Go the opposite side. And just check that they're all tight. No torque wrenching required in this case. These went together very nice. Very cool. That's what that looks like there. And we'll just give it a look with the hubcap on it for now. Very nice. And that's all I do with issue 2 or stage 2. Fantastic there. This is really a beauty. And the wheel is extraordinary here. The Speedway tires used on the real GT500. So makes it fantastic there. I'll be right back. And that completes this first pack for the 1/6 scale Ford Mustang, the 1967 Shelby GT500. I really enjoyed this, and I look forward to future issues. If you haven't done so already, head over to DeAgostini Collectibles and subscribe to this car today. I put a direct link in the description below. Wow. I'm really impressed. I'm looking forward to this build. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and smash that like button. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.